1% better every day is a lie. I remember back in 2022, December, I had finished my O-levels and I was consuming a lot of self-improvement content on YouTube. So that was when the self-improvement content was blowing up on YouTube. And at that point, I had just shaven my head because I was in like this grind self-improvement mode. And I remember one of my friends telling me, Niguang, you can't make self-improvement your whole personality. That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. And that wasn't the only kind of comments I was getting. I also posted a Instagram story, I remember, saying that I'm going to delete my Instagram account because I want to focus on myself, I want to improve myself. And some guy who I wasn't really close to replied to that story, saying, well, you can't do that because it's toxic positivity, you'll have too much energy. It's so random, right? Okay, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I want you to know that there is a difference between self-improvement and self-development. If you were to look at the bookstores, all the OG books, they took the term self-development. And those are the kinds that's the 1% better every day. Oh, use this meditation to increase your focus or something like that. Those are for 40-year-old white moms to read in their spare time back in the 1980s. Okay, nowadays, our generation, for us, okay, specifically for us, our generation, our minds and our bodies are so messed up from the food that we eat, from the content that we consume, the short form instant gratification. We are so messed up that 1% better every single day is not going to cut it. We need to be like 1,000% better in a month, across the span of 6 months, for us to even be on par with 1 or 2 generations back. Like, let's say your grandparents. I want you to imagine this. Imagine a scenario, okay? Just imagine this. You and I, we go back in time to do a competition with our grandparents. We're supposed to finish a book and see how much of the knowledge of the book we can absorb. And we're supposed to do a 100-meter sprint. Who do you think is going to win? You or your grandfather at that age? Given the same resources. Grandpa, right? That already proves my point. So, if you're watching this, very likely 1% better ain't gonna cut it. And also back to that statement that my friend made. Remember the one? Niguang, you can't make self-improvement your whole personality. Remember that statement? Yeah. I like to argue that you actually have to make it your entire personality. But temporarily. You have to make it that you are focused on nothing else other than literally finding super specific ways, super detailed ways of how you can improve yourself. I read, okay, of all these books here, I don't know how many books there are here. I read all of them, but I've only read 2 of them start to end. So I have a lot of random specific knowledge about human dynamics, speaking to people. So I have a lot of random knowledge about social dynamics, improving your speaking skills with other people. And I've also got a lot of random knowledge about biology and how dopamine systems affect. I have spent hours, thousands of hours, learning all this stuff to improve myself. I made it my entire personality for about 1.5 years. I took a little bit longer than the average person, but about there. But then again, after that certain point is when you cannot make it your personality anymore. Because, here's one. You are improving yourself so that you can do stuff better. But what exactly is the stuff that you're doing? Is it something that is true to yourself, or is it something that people told you to do it? So that's honestly a point for another video. But self-improvement is for you to prime your body and your mind for you to pursue your purpose or something that means a lot to you. And usually the 2 main problems that most self-improvement people fall into is 1% better every day and they're not improving as much. And on the extreme end, they go 1,000% better every single month. But they do that for way too long and then they burn out and they realize that what am I even doing in my life? And they're still doing the average daily things that a regular person would do, just with a sharper mind. So yeah, so after the whole reason for self-improvement is for you to improve yourself and prime your body and your mind so that you can do something better than the average person. the trap that most people fall into is that once they improve themselves 1,000%, they don't move on and start trying to do stuff better than other people. Which is why comments like, you can't make some improvement, your whole personality comes in. And on the other hand, there's the extreme end, we just talked about this, the 1% better every day, the 1% better every day, and then they are not really that much better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so those are the two extreme ends. But now you've probably already found out which part you're in. So the question now is, Niguang, and now I want to improve myself, but on what's the first thing I should do? The first thing that comes to mind when you ask me this would be start moving. Because if you are in a situation where you are in the need of getting that 1,000% better, you need to move first. By move, I mean literally get off your ass, go outside to the grass patch, do some cartwheels. I literally mean that, because think about this, there's two versions of you. There's the version of you who can do 40 push-ups in a row and a full split. And he can also cartwheel. And there's the version of you who cannot do a single push-up, whose flexibility is so ass that he cannot sit down properly without his back pain. And he has no coordination with his arms and legs at all to do a cartwheel. If these two people were to sit in a room alone, who would have happier thoughts? Who would have more positive, useful, creative ideas? The version of you which can do 40 push-ups, or the version of you that is stiff and doesn't move at all and has like allergy to grass? Well, obviously the one that moves more, right? Because this is the thing I preach about these videos. Your mind and your body are connected. If you want to improve your mind, you must improve your body. No matter what, having a more mobile body, a body that you move more, is going to be much better than, it's going to help you improve your mental state as well. A free body is a free mind. A mobile body is a mobile mind. A creative body is a creative mind. So whatever it is, the very first step you must do is to just start moving. That is exactly what I did. When I started self-improvement, I started with calisthenics. I started learning body control, I started building muscle, I started to understand how it's like to be upside down, so I can think upside down. My name is Niguang, and for a very long time, this channel has been about me documenting the stuff I learned from books, or I watch from podcasts and stuff. But now, I have settled on something. I want to help the world improve themselves through movement. I want to help people leave their stagnant lives behind and push forward in a new, creative, mobile life where their mind and their bodies are free. If you are ready to leave your stagnant life behind and to actually make a move on something, subscribe and I shall welcome you to the tribe. Cheers, bro.